Hello everyone, I'm Geek Freak and welcome to the video. Now to all my fellow Dragon Ball Z fans, we all know that Dragon Ball Super is going to return someday, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to make a list of things I would like to see in Dragon Ball Super if it returns. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get straight to the point of what I'd like to see in Dragon Ball Super, when and if it returns. And with that said, let's get on with the list. Now number 1 is going to be a must. I want Goku to be mature in Dragon Ball Super. Now in Dragon Ball Super when it was on, I felt that Goku had regressed. For me, it just felt like a child. I mean sure, Goku can be laid back and naive at times, but in Dragon Ball Super, they amped that up to 1000. And you know what? In Dragon Ball GT when he was turned into a kid, I felt that Goku in GT felt more mature than he was in Super. Hell, in the Buu Saga, Goku was more mature than what he is in Super. I want Goku to be in control. I want Goku to think. I want Goku to be wise. I want to feel like Goku has matured. In Dragon Ball Super, I just can't help but feel Goku has regressed. I don't want Goku to be Luffy. I want Goku to be Goku like he was from Z, and has matured since the Majin Buu Saga. I mean, come on, Goku is around like in his late 40s, early 50s or something, and he acts like a child. He acts something like Naruto when Naruto was a kid or in his teens. But in Boruto, Naruto has matured. That's at least one of the things that Boruto, the series, has done right with Naruto. But in Dragon Ball Super, it doesn't feel like Goku has progressed, he has regressed. So yeah, that's one thing in Dragon Ball Super I'd like to see changed. Let's move on to number 2. Now number 2 is an easy one. Do you guys remember when Goku was on his way to Namek, and Goku was training so hard in that ship that Bulma's father made, and Goku was training in 100 times gravity? Goku was struggling, sweating, the training almost killed him, the gravity room was glitching, and he had to figure out a way how to get out of that situation. When Goku was struggling like that, and he continued trying to push on, and eventually get out of the situation, and then carried on, for me, that was so inspirational that Goku wasn't afraid to turn back on the gravity device and continue his training. The fact that he would put his body under so much pressure to a point where he almost destroys himself and continue training, for me, I just find that very, very, very inspirational. And you know what, we don't see that much training in Dragon Ball Super, where Goku will just train and train and train, to the point of almost killing himself. I mean sure, we've seen Goku carry extremely heavy equipment, like those suits, but I want to see Goku literally struggle. I want to see him banged up. I want to see him almost crippled, and put in a very, very difficult situation, but still has the passion to keep on going. That is exactly what I would like to see in Dragon Ball Super. And with that said, let's move on to number 3. I would like to see more violence in Dragon Ball Super. And yes, I know, Dragon Ball Super is shown in the morning in Japan, and the kids watch it before they go to school, and this isn't the 80s or 90s anymore, and blah blah blah. I understand. Now, as you can see here, this is a page from Dragon Ball Multiverse. And you know what, I'm just going to have to say it. Dragon Ball Multiverse has more maturity and violence and things that make a lot of sense, and even gives good ideas. Like for example, what if Goku went to Zoro and then went Super Saiyan 1? And I'm not talking about like the golden Zoro, I'm talking about if an Zoro went Super Saiyan. Like you'll have a 10 times multiplier and then put on top a 50 times multiplier on top of your base. That is actually a very, very clever idea. And without even going Super Saiyan 4. That is a good idea. And that's what I'd like to see. I want Dragon Ball Super to be mature, have a bit of violence in it, just like what happened in Z, and have clever ideas. And Dragon Ball Multiverse has all of that. Dragon Ball Multiverse captures the spirit of what Dragon Ball Z used to be. And yes, I know, Dragon Ball Multiverse and Dragon Ball Super are completely different. One's a fan manga, and the other one's official, so I should stop comparing them. I get it, I get all that. But you know what, I think Dragon Ball Multiverse is something that Dragon Ball Super should have been. Violence, mature, clever. I swear, Dragon Ball Multiverse is so freaking awesome. I just love it. The point is, I just wish Dragon Ball Super was more, I don't know, violent, mature, and have the comedy toned down a little bit. And I wanted to have its serious moments, just like what happened in Z. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to number 4. Now the next thing I'd like to see in Dragon Ball Super when it comes back is, I would like to see the sagas in Dragon Ball Super to be smoothed out. And what I mean by this is, do you guys remember when we started watching Dragon Ball Z back in the 90s or early 2000s? And while we was watching the series, from the Raditz saga all the way to the Frieza saga, and then we went from the Trunks saga all the way to the Cell games, and then we went from the Great Saiyaman saga, all the way to the Kid Buu saga. All these sagas felt connected. We've gone from Raditz to Vegeta, and then we had to go to Namek, and then fight off against the Ginyu Force, and then we had to go and face off against Frieza. All these sagas add a connection with each other. The same with future Trunks, and the androids, and then Cell. But the thing is, in Dragon Ball Super, for me, the sagas didn't feel connected. First it was Beerus, and then it was Frieza, and then we had an evil Supreme Kai, and then we had the Tournament of Power. I mean, what's the connection? At the very least, in Dragon Ball Z, they had a connection. And then after the Frieza saga, they waited a few years, and then it became the Trunks or the God Jr. saga. Hell, even the Frieza saga and the Trunks saga had a connection. But with Dragon Ball Super, it was just 26 episodes. Okay, let's move on to the next villain. 26 episodes. Okay, let's move on to the next villain. 26 episodes. Okay, let's move on to the next villain. It just doesn't feel smooth. And that's what I would like to see in Dragon Ball Super when it comes back. I want the sagas to be connected, not just one villain comes after another that doesn't connect at all. I mean, sure, I do see a connection in a way. It's the gods, and then it's something about the Saiyans. Think about it for a sec. We have Beerus, that's a god, and then Frieza came back, which connects to the Saiyans, and then we had Zamasu, which was connected to the gods, and then we had a combination between the gods and Frieza, and then we had Frieza and Broly in the Broly movie, which again is connected to the Saiyans. And now in the manga, we have Moro, which is connected to the gods in some way. I mean, that is sort of a connection, but these connections aren't woven just like what happened in Dragon Ball Z. And even though it's better than nothing, I just wish they just fixed that. But hey, what can you do? And with that said, let's move on to number 5. Now, the next thing I'd like to see in Dragon Ball Super is I would like to see the Tuffles come back. I made a few videos as to why I would like to see the Tuffles come back. And I'm not talking about characters like Baby or Hachiak or Dr. Mew or Dr. Richie or the Tuffle twins. I'm not talking about a single bad guy or a few of them. The thing is, I love the idea of the Tuffles coming back. Again, I'm not talking about Dr. Richie, and I'm not talking about Baby or Dr. Mew or General Ruldo. I'm talking about an entire race of people. We have seen Goku fight one-on-one or a group of people throughout the series, but we've never seen Goku fight against an entire race before. And I've always had this idea that the Tuffles managed to escape planet Vegeta and found a new planet and repopulated, and they was getting ready for battle and creating things like Hachiak or Baby to fight against the Saiyans. I like the idea that hundreds of thousands of Tuffle civilians left Planet Plant, and if the Tuffles on Planet Plant won the war against the Saiyans, they would have gone after the Tuffles who left and brought them back home. But sadly, the Tuffles lost, and so after finding a new planet and repopulating and making weapons to go to war against the Saiyans to get back their home planet, Belair finds out that Frieza destroyed it, and this left the Tuffles without a home. They thought that all the Saiyans were dead, and so they carried on with their life until they found out that there were more Saiyans out there. Saiyans like Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and so they got to work on creating Baby and Hachiak and a few other Mishi mutants, and creating other weapons, like the Makio Star. Remember, this isn't just a single entity that's going after Goku, it is an entire race of people, wanting revenge against the Saiyans, and wanting to wipe out the entire species of the Saiyan race. This would be something new. It would be different, instead of the one-on-one or mono-on-mono. And this race of people isn't doing it for like evil purposes, something like Frieza or Moro or Cell or anything like that. They want to destroy every single Saiyan because of what they did to their own planet and their people. And also, the Tuffles are very, very smart. These guys can create things, they can decode things. Think of someone like Bulma, except 10 times smarter. It would be brawn against brain. For me, I just love the idea that the Tuffles would come back. Again, not Baby or Hachiak or Dr. Richie. I'm talking about a race of people. And then maybe Baby and Hachiak could come in later and they could come and fight the Saiyans. You know, something like that. I would love to see the Tuffles come back. The Saiyans and the Tuffles, two mortal enemies, round 2. That would be awesome. And so that's it. Let's move on to number 6. Okay, this next one is going to be very unpopular, but you know what? This is what I want to see. I would like to see the Broly movie made into a saga. And yes, I know what some of you are thinking. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, oh, but Geek Freak, don't you remember what happened in the series? It's better to watch the movies than to watch the series. Now, before you guys carry on, I just want to say something. Yes, I do remember to what they did in Dragon Ball Super with the Resurrection OF and the Battle of Gods saga. But here's the thing. Since then, they have learned from their mistakes, and they're not going to be half-assed like they did with the God of Destruction saga or the Golden Frieza saga, with the terrible animation. And again, they have learned from their mistakes. And I know next time they're going to take their time and make the series better. And also, there's two other things. Number one, there was supposed to be more to the Broly movie, because apparently there was supposed to be another hour of the movie. The script was cut down in order for the movie to be under 2 hours. So in my opinion, I think they should make a Broly saga, so they can add all that stuff that Akira Toriyama wanted to add in the Broly movie. And not only that, they could also answer questions and things that didn't make any sense in the Broly movie. Like for example, how did Frieza know about the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God? And also, where was everybody else while Goku and Vegeta was fighting Broly? Like Gohan, Tien, Yamcha, Master Roshi, Krillin, 18, 17. All of the Zeroes could have gathered where Broly was, and they could have fought him while Goku and Vegeta was trying to fuse. That, in my opinion, would have been much more awesome. And you know what? If they do bring back the series and they make a Broly saga, I hope that happens. I mean, sure, there are a few things in the movie that doesn't make any sense. Like, why didn't Goku teleport to the land of the Kais after the Potara earrings? And then that way it would have saved time. You know, stuff like that. So yeah, that's two reasons as to why they should make a Broly saga. And then after that we'll have the Moro saga. And also, in my opinion, I think that they should also make a side story fella saga with Bojack. I mean, just think about it. Moro asked the dragon to release all the prisoners that was imprisoned, so wouldn't it be cool if Bojack was one of those prisoners and his gang? And instead of following Moro's orders, Bojack and his gang actually goes off by himself and decides to invade Earth for the Dragon Balls. And it could be the side characters like Gohan, Tien, Yamcha, Krillin, 17, 18, and so on that can deal with Bojack, and then once he's defeated, the Zeroes can go after Moro's goons, and then eventually defeat Moro. I mean, that's just my idea anyways. And also, I have an inkly feeling that the next thing that they are going to make is Dragon Ball Super Movie 2. And I'm going to guess that the movie is going to center around Cooler. I mean, think about it. Movie, series, movie, series, movie, series. And then once that movie comes out, they can turn that into a saga, and then they carry on the saga in the manga for the next villain, and then as soon as that saga is done in the manga, they'll make another movie, and then make another saga in the manga, and then a movie again, saga, you guys know what I'm trying to say. That's my theory anyways. And I'm going to say the next movie is going to be about Cooler, and then next after that, it's going to be the Golden Meta Cooler saga with the Getty Star. And then later they find out that the Great Getty Star was made by the Tuffles, and then the next big bad will be a race of people, which will be the Tuffles. And later somewhere down the line, they will face off against Janemba. And no, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, this is just wishful thinking for me. And so, let's move on to the final one, number 7. Now, this one's a big one, and I think most people will agree. Now, in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, there are things in the series that isn't explained or mentioned, and we're never given answers to questions that we've been asking for years. Like for example, are there other Boos in other universes? Why didn't the Grand Supreme Kai release All Kai from the Z-Sword? There are loads of questions in the series that we never got an answer to. In fact, I've made a mini-series pointing out the problems that the Dragon Ball franchise has, and basically, I just wish the Dragon Ball franchise would just answer these questions that we fans have been asking all these years. Like I said, I've got a mini-series of videos on my channel, and they are mostly questions to answers that we never got. So if you guys want to go and check them out, you'll see what I mean of what I'm trying to say. Well, that's it for me, guys. Is there anything in Dragon Ball Super that you would like to see if and when it comes back? Am I right? Am I wrong? Please let me know in the comment section below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching. And if there's a series you want me to check out and review and give my thoughts on it, or if there's a top 10 list you want me to do, or any reactions, or responses, or rants on anything geeky, just leave links and comments in the comment sections below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. If you guys want to go and check out my other social medias, I'm on Gab, Discord, BitChute, Dailymotion, Reddit, Subscribestar, Minds, Instagram, Twitch, DeviantArt, Pinterest, Parler, My Anime List, and Vidya. And don't forget to check out my Skeptic channel, Gypsy Freak. And my other social medias are down there in the description box below, so if you want to go and check them out, please do. And if you guys want to support this channel, I'm on PayPal, Patreon, and GoFundMe. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss another video. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.